And welcome everyone to Circle the Mate Podcast, episode 74.
74 reasons.
Six, right? Because I have Mr. 69 Reasons over here right beside me, answering your 69 questions and giving you the 69 specific answers of why you should be watching Circle the Mate and listening to Circle the Mate, because he is Mr. 69 himself, Mr. MGC, Don Matthew Callis Steamboat, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. For all our audio listeners, I'm wearing a bandana as a tribute to Jesse Ventura and Billy Graham, and 25% for Hogan, but only 25%.
Only just a little bit. It's just
a bit. The bandana for theirs. What other wrestlers have worn a bandana? Taker. There's Taker.
Undertaker, the American Badass.
He didn't always wear it though.
No, not much. Too Cold Scorpio, he has he has before. I remember.
This is my Jesse Ventura bandana.
And of course, Terry Funk. Oh, you bet. Yes, Terry Funk as well has worn it before. It's the whole devious one I would see. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, today we are here to discuss. But before we get into it, I want to go ahead and very briefly discuss what happened this past weekend on Impact for the Impact Knockouts Knockdown event. It was an incredible event. And I am proud of all the women who were involved in that event, and great tribute they did for Daphne. Enjoyed it very much. Congratulations to Mercedes Martinez winning the tournament, the knockout tournament, which now she has no more contendership. The winner between Deonna Purrazzo and Mickie James at Bound for Glory. Whoever wins that will be the upcoming, will be defending the title versus Mercedes Martinez. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And the announcement made as well at the finale of the show was Inspiration, of course, formerly known, as the Iconics, Billy McKay, and Lee. So now they will be making their debut at Impact Bound for Glory, challenging the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, which is Decay, Rosemary, and of course Su Yung. Rosemary, my apologies. Rosemary and Havoc. So I'm looking forward to seeing that matchup at Bound for Glory. And also a big congratulations to an underrated that we definitely were really, really happy to hear that she got signed to Impact. And that is Masha Two Belts from GSW, from Global Syndicate Wrestling. And that's Masha Stamovich. After her match with Deonna Purrazzo, which was a great match, by the way. If you guys did not see it, go back and watch it. Like, damn, that was good shit. That was good shit of a match. Right there, Gail Kim came out right after and congratulated her, for the match. Even though it was not a win, but she earned herself a contract now with Impact Wrestling. Congratulations, Masha Stamovich. Well deserved. I know Brandon Ascari is proud of you. We're over here at Circle the Mate are proud of you, and all over the podcasting world that had you on their shows, like Straight Talk Wrestling, the Alliance Wrestling Network. So much out there. Congratulations. Well deserved. And man, what a great weekend for the women, right, Mr. 69? What a great matches for the women this past weekend.
I gotta say, if I can mention it, Tokyo Joshi Pro had their main event, Wrestle Princess, and it was over in this big gymnasium, and it was very brutal. It was one of the most brutal Tokyo Joshi Pro matches I've ever seen. My God, that's how brutal it was. It even had me choked up. My God, like so much neck damage going on there. For audio listeners, I'm holding my neck. My God. And so Miyu Yamashita versus Maki Ito for the Princess of Princess Championship, their top title. And I would really compare this to Kota Ibushi versus Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. A lot of neck damage, a lot of pile drivers and DDTs onto the edge of the apron, onto the cement floor, dives from the ring. Maki Ito did nothing but violent punishment for this match. but sad to say, Miyu Yamashita did retain, but that doesn't mean, but this means Maki Ito, yes, got the middle fingers up.
Why?
That doesn't mean Maki Ito. This kind of elevates Maki Ito to a higher level, that in the mind, she's now seen as a very violent and serious competitor. She won that tournament with that high angle Texas Cloverleaf. You know, Miyu Yamashita is a hell of a fighter, and then she's somebody we should see. I mean, the two people Maki Ito's lost to, Ryo Mizunami and Miyu Yamashita, they beat her not because Maki Ito's a jobber. It means they're that damn good. You know, they're definitely ladies to watch. They're punishers. A lot of martial arts, a lot of power behind both of them. But it doesn't mean Maki Ito's out of the picture. She's definitely a punisher. So definitely watch this match. It's definitely worth. Gives me five pork butts. five conchinita pibills. That's how many. That's what I rate it.
There you go. Exactly. So if you have not watched it, better tune in and watch the replay. That is the most depth. You have to see that.
Wrestle Princess 2.
That's right. You definitely got to see it. And pretty like I said, coming soon, we will have a show called Mr. 69 Reasons to Watch This Show. Starring, of course, yours truly, Mr. 69, as he will give you the 69 reasons to tune in to all these other independent promotions around the world and why to watch it, because they have a lot to offer, you know, for us pro wrestling fans out there around the world, and why you should pay attention and tune in to these other promotions that are around the world. So stay tuned. Announcement's coming soon, so don't go anywhere with that. Now let's jump in to AEW Rampage and a Dynamite preview. So let's go ahead and break down the card for Rampage first. The buy-in on YouTube, which will be at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 Pacific Standard Time here on our West Coast, of course, on YouTube and AEW's YouTube channel, which, yes, we haven't seen this fight since, 2004? Am I correct, maybe? Am I wrong? 2004. We had not seen this rematch, and the score is settled. And that is, of course, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, versus Minoru Suzuki. And, of course, alongside with that will be Bobby Fish versus Lee Moriarty. So do you have 2 matches before the actual TV show for Rampage? Before now we get into the rest of the card, Mr. Don Callis, are you excited to see finally in fruition of the dream match we've been wanting to see since Bryan Danielson has joined All Elite? Now we have it versus Minoru Suzuki. How are you excited for this event?
So everyone should watch, as a primer for this event, Bryan Danielson versus Naomichi Marufuji, and Naomichi Marufuji versus Minoru Suzuki. They had 2 matches where they fought over the GHC championship. The first match, Minoru Suzuki took that title off of Marufuji, and then Marufuji got that title back in the rematch. Everyone should watch all 3 of those matches just to prime yourself. We might even see references to all 3 of those matches, because Bryan Danielson is no stranger to the Odo style, the Noah style, or the Kings Road style, or Strong style. He knows all of the Japanese styles, and we're gonna go out in style with this match.
I'm excited, man. You don't know how I'm excited. When I heard the announcement that Tony Khan made all over social media, I was at work. I'm like, hold on. Wait, what? I muted my call.
This came out of nowhere. This is a main event.
Wow.
This is a main event, if anything.
This is a pay-per-view event. And for it to be... See, Tony Khan spoils it, but I'll get into that right after we get done with the card.
Ivan, in my opinion, I wouldn't mind Minoru Suzuki taking the title off Kenny. Because Kenny, even in New Japan, when Minoru Suzuki fought Kenny, like, Kenny was on the retreat the entire match, and he barely won by the skin of his teeth in New Japan against Minoru Suzuki. The leader of, and like I said, Archer's still Suzuki Goon for life, and we've got more Suzuki Goon guys licking their chops bloodthirsty, hungry, and you know who's right behind Minoru Suzuki in Suzuki-kun, who already challenged Bryan Danielson. And I have a pretty good feeling we might even see him that night.
Right.
Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. is hungry.
I have a feeling we might see someone else there.
Oh, we got the whole of Suzuki-gun. We got a lot of people.
I'm
Kanemaru. I mean, the list goes on.
So what are your expectations for this match? What is it that you're expecting the outcome of Bryan Danielson and Minoru? What is your expectations on?
Somebody's got to get color, and then somebody's got to bleed. Number one, somebody's got to bleed. Number one, number two, grappling for days. This is if you love Dean Malenko, if you love grappling, if you love Kurt Angle and Dean Malenko, you like that style, you want to see holds all day, you want to see all kinds of, and I forgot who said it, if it was Jericho who said it, there's no such thing as a rest hold. They wear you down. You're not resting. They're squeezing the life out of you. You're not resting.
Amen.
No such thing as a rest hold. That's a wear you out. If there's any rest, it's after the hold. You're going to sleep. We're putting you out. We're putting you out with the and if not that, there's gonna be there's definitely gonna be, those chops aren't there for fun. Those chops aren't there for show. Somebody's chest is gonna be red too.
Somebody's cheek is gonna be red, because after the forearms, after forearms, we're gonna be seeing that a lot. And that's oh my god.
Somebody might go unconscious. So
yeah. I know, right? Oh man, this is so exciting. I just can't wait. Then now let's break into the actual TV show for the card. You have Ruby Soho versus Bunny. You have the Inner Circle, which is Sammy Guevara, Jake Hager, and the Gajote, Chris Jericho versus the Men of the Year, Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and Junior Dos Santos. And of course, we're going to have Mos McDonald, Dan Lambert on their corner. And so what are you looking forward for? And also one more match, my apologies, CM Punk versus Matt Sydal as well in that card. What are your expectations for the actual TV show for Rampage for these upcoming matches?
You just told me about CM Punk and Matt Sydal. That's another really underrated. That's going to be really underrated. I got a lot of love for Matt Sydal. And like I said, I'm going to keep referring people to matches. Kenny Omega versus Matt Sydal for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Everybody's got to watch these past matches. You're going to see references to that. Matt Sydal, I hope he gets plenty of time to shine against CM Punk, because CM Punk's about the new talent. I want to see his magic. I want to see the magic. Show me the magic.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
Give me what I want. And and Junior Dos Santos, I mean, the list goes on and on. I said this off the air before, you got mixed feelings about this, but because of Minoru Suzuki's past history in Pancrase beating Ken Shamrock in a shoot match, Junior Dos Santos and Minoru Suzuki sounds like a hell of a hoot.
Oh my God.
Jake Hager's got his MMA background. I mean, back in the day, we had Ken Shamrock and Dan Severn, WWF.
Yes.
We had that back in the day. But now we have so much more MMA people, or people with martial arts backgrounds in wrestling. Even Kenny Omega was about to go into MMA. We have a lot of people. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
And the MMA that we see in wrestling and the wrestling we see in MMA, it's just so much fun to see. Hell, let's bring back Anthony Ogogo against some of these guys. I want boxers, all these shooters in wrestling. It just makes it so cool. So cool. So so many, that's dream matches, tough guy matches. I'm feeling, remember Movies for Guys Who Like Movies? Was that on TNT or Spike or something like that?
Something like that, I think it was. Was it TNN back in the days, right? Or something like that. I don't remember.
Oh my God, this is very beefy. I gotta say this is very beefy in flavor. It's very full bodied. I gotta say this is full bodied wrestling, very rich in flavor.
Oh man,
how are the cannons on this wine glass?
Oh my god! But I'm with you on that. I'm looking forward to see with this, Men of the Year and America Top Team versus the Inner Circle. I'm looking forward to see how that's going to turn out. The outcome of it. I think eventually we might down the road maybe joining Men of the Year or someone else, a third individual. It's going to come down to. It has to come down to like another. I wouldn't say like another stadium stampede, but at least a 5-on-5, including Santana Ortiz. But I know that Junior Dos Santos is not contract with UFC. Masvidal is, and he's already fighting in December coming up. He's fighting already against Leon Edwards, but I don't think his involvement. I don't think he will get much involved physically because he is under contract with UFC. So I don't see him doing much unless Dana White allows it. I mean, depending on Dana White, I don't know. That's
even other than Stadium Stampede or Blood and Guts. I mean, I think because there's no Survivor Series with AEW, they could kind of do this match at any time. The 5-man eliminator was a 10-man eliminator match.
Yes, they could do that. I could do it at Full Gear.
Yeah, and they could do it they could even do it during the week or during the show.
Yeah.
Was it did Bash at the Beach hasn't happened yet? Or
I think it did. No, it did already happen. Like it did already.
It's too bad they don't have Halloween Havoc, but they could probably grab something else. They got
a
few other licenses.
Oh yeah, definitely. They could definitely do that. And then of course we do have the CM. How you mentioned CM Punk Matt Sydal. That is an underrated match because Matt Sydal is underrated very, very much, and I think Matt Sydal's going to take out the best out of CM Punk in this one. And I definitely won't see much high flying from Matt Sydal. We will see a lot of groundwork from him. And probably like two or three moves, high flying.
You know what, Ivan? I think I know what to compare this match to just because of CM Punk's move set and kind of his status in the card and the psychology behind him. This match will be very similar to Okada versus Will Ospreay.
Okay, that makes a little bit of sense.
Like the younger high flyer, but that's very well established as a junior heavyweight. And that heavyweight champion, like Okada and CM Punk, both have that top rope elbow.
Yes.
And then they've got, I'm pretty sure CM Punk's done a few drop kicks here and there. So there's kind of how that type of move set versus, Will Ospreay does the shooting star press, and so does Matt Sydal. So it's going to be it might have that same flavor to it. How are the tannins? How are the tannins on the wine? How is the full bodiness of this match?
You know what? What about we see the Pepsi plunge?
There we go.
I mean, like I said, CM Punk said it before. It's like, man, just tune in and watch. You never know what I'll do. I mean, I don't necessarily have to do the same moves I did years ago. He doesn't have to, but he can bring it back if he wants to. That's it's up to him. And I'll be intrigued. I'll be shocked if actually he does it.
Corkscrew. I used to see them doing like when CM Punk was way early days in the X division of TNA. I think I saw him do just a good bundle full of corkscrews. It was like corkscrews, AJ Styles corkscrew, CM Punk's corkscrew, Frank Kazarian, Chris Daniels, Loki, all of them corkscrews. Corkscrews. Corkscrews.
But definitely, I'm looking forward to seeing Friday night's Rampage overall, man. It's going to be very exciting. And then the next following day on Saturday, because we're now be the playoffs, you have the NHL playoffs, the MLB playoffs. So there's just a lot of going on in the world of sports, which is why, AEW is moving Dynamite for just this upcoming Saturday and the following Saturday for Dynamite for those two, following weekends. Until, once the playoffs are set, and the finals are set for everything else in the sports. Go Dodgers. Come on, we need you to win. All right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're here in West Coast. Los Angeles. Steve Austin will say Los Angeles. But yes, move on to Dynamite. Dynamite, Bryan Danielson versus Bobby Fish. You have Dante Martin versus Malachi Black. And the Lucha Bros defending the AAA and the AEW World Tag Team titles versus Andrade's Two Masked Men. Biggest question is who can it be? Who can it be, Mr. Matt Callis? Who? And we could say this two individuals' name, but I believe it's still under contract. So I'm not I can't jump the gun, but I'll ask you first, Mr. 6ix9ine. Who could it be?
It's a long list of people. Certain people have certain body types. So if they come out in the mask, you could kind of tell who it is right away. Because like somebody like, like Rob Van Dam and the two other Bray Wyatt and Adam Scherr, their bodies are too distinctive. So I don't think it could be them, because if they come out in mass, you'll tell right away.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of need to see guys come out in mass that you can't really tell from the body, too much. So they could even be bringing up more people from AAA.
That could be the case, but the question is who from AAA? That's what I'm trying to think. Who could it be from AAA?
Psycho Clown, Chessman and Psycho, or Pagano and Psycho Clown. That might be kind of fun.
Maybe that
might be. I mean, they would be really great additions to like the hardcore thing too.
Yeah,
because they're all three of them are specialists. But I don't know who are the rumors. What did rumor and innuendo?
Right now, everybody's throwing out names like crazy. I obviously automatically was like, oh, it can't be Dragon Lee and Roosh because they're still in the contract with Ring of Honor, so it can't be both of them to show up.
How are the Briscoes doing?
Well, they're going to be in GCW Game Changer, so they're out of the picture. I don't see them. I most likely it's going to have to be luchadors from AAA. But that could be the case.
Is GCW very do you know if that contract's exclusive or not?
No, because they're also exclusive to Ring of Honor. So unless they have that permission, I don't know how the Sinclairs are doing it. It's probably the only way. Because obviously GCW barely had a relationship with AEW, but they do have a strong bond with Ring of Honor.
If Briscoes do show up, then Tony Khan must have spent a huge dub on them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
At least 300,000 each.
I just don't know who could it be. Who could be these two individuals? I'm trying to remember. There is a Los Ingobernables right now currently in AAA. I don't think there is a Los Ingobernables right now because all of them are gone. So it's tough. I don't know who could it be, honestly.
So Hiromu and Bushi would also be kind of like, I don't know how they get them through Japan, but Hiromu and Bushi would be kind of like, it would make sense. But at the same time, once again, the body shapes, oh
my God. Imagine if it's Hiromu and Bushi, I will lose my mind if it is actually them. Because I'll be like, what the fuck? Oh my God.
Kanada and Hiromu. I mean, a lot
yeah, you could hit. Well, it's not as in a G1, so I don't see him coming. I mean, Bushi,
Bushi are both junior heavyweights. So
yeah.
I don't think they're in the G1, so it could be them.
Could be them. Yeah. It could be them, but I can't wait. Can't wait to see it this Saturday. And of course, Dante Malachi Black. I think this match will elevate Dante Martin for a fact because we've been seeing him as of late as in his singles run and semi tag teams, but man, him and Kenny, they put on a hell of a show, even though it wasn't a singles, but in the 6-man tag that we saw a couple while back. Dante's up there, man, and then he's very young for he's pretty in his 20s. I mean, this kid, this kid and Malachi, I think, is gonna be slobber knocker for sure. High flying versus kicks. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Ivan, how can I forget? There's one tag team I keep because I always mention the War Kings, but here's the other one, Motor City Machine Guns.
We see them.
Alex isn't the only thing he said he was doing was helping out with physical therapy because of COVID. But I mean, they're both very much active. I gotta say, they're definitely in healthy. I know both of them aren't injured. They're definitely both healthy. And they've got a history with the Young Bucks. So
I'm trying to think.
The Motor City Machine Guns have a long history with the Young Bucks, so
Can it be Flambita, and Bandito? Nah, can't be that.
Bandito, I mean, he's the champ right now.
Yeah, Ring of Honor. Man, it's tough. It's tough shit. I don't know who could it be. It's man. I don't. Man,
Ivan. All due respect to the Rock and Roll Express, but I'd kind of laugh if it was them.
Oh,
I would laugh, but I would also think it's kind of cool at the same time. I'm like, okay, let's do.
Oh my god!
Nothing but a number here.
I'm trying to think who else could it be, unless he brings in some legends from AAA. That's what I'm trying to understand if he would. Let's see. I'm looking at I'm actually looking at AAA's tag teams that they have. Jesus, let's see. They have the Black Family, Mexican Powers, La Familia de Tijuana, Extreme Tiger. Okay, man, there's so much shit. I have no idea who could it be in this one. It's Averno and Chessman. It could be Los Hell Brothers. Yeah. Okay,
Averno and Chessman, because Chessman's like, I don't know, he looks really cool. And I think the other thing, because Sting's there and Chessman's makeup kind of reminds you of Sting, there might be kind of like, you could build another rivalry off that. Sting's like, who's this guy who ripped my makeup off? And then you could build a rivalry with them right after.
Yeah. Or it could be Los Mercenarios, Tejano Jr. and Rey Escorpion. Could be them. Or Mesias and Pagano. Ooh, that would be
Mesias and Pagano.
That'll be interesting.
The Mercenarios, like they wear like because I remember them. They wear like camo pants and full vest. So
it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see it. It now got me very, very curious. And now, what about your thoughts about Dante and Malachi? How do you feel that match will be the outcome of it?
You know, it's kind of a given for Malachi, but it would be such an amazing upset, because that's kind of like the great thing about AEW is the unpredictability. You know, they kind of don't. They're not so formulaic like WWE, where it's like, no, you're not allowed to win, even though like you're the baby face. Or it would be kind of like, you know, that like WWF during the time of the 1, 2, 3 kids, like sudden win, you know, like WWE obviously can't do that anymore because all these Disney Channel writers that are working for them and stuff like that. AEW doesn't have that, so we could get that kind of 1, 2, 3 kid from Dante to Malachi. So and I know that would get a big pop and everybody would go nuts. So I think just because the odds are against them, that's kind of how you get new baby faces over. You know, you get some freaking powerful, scary monster heel that you expect him to murder, and then bam, he gets the win.
Yeah. All right. And what about Bryan Danielson and Bobby Fish now? Let's get to talk about that match.
Ooh, that's the follow-up.
So your thoughts about that match? By God, what do you thought about that match?
Maybe it could, because you see Adam Cole's quote about Bobby Fish in AEW. It's like, we weren't on good terms like when I left, but you know, it would make me kind of nervous to have him join the Elite, but I'm also excited for him to join the Elite, Adam Cole said. So it kind of fits into that storyline, Bobby Fish and Bryan Danielson, because once again, Bryan Danielson's the enemy of the Elite right now.
Yeah.
He's the enemy of the Elite, and Bobby Fish and Adam Cole go way back. So they've got so the Elite, other than Kenny, they're going to get another MMA specialist amongst their ranks. You know, this could even, he could almost be like a mole within the Elite. He could kind of cause them to, kind of like how when MJF joined the Inner Circle, it might cause a little bit of a civil war. So that'd be kind of cool. So Bobby Fish could pull this win out because he's very much beloved. You know, he's no slouch. Once again, we got another guy with an MMA background going up against Bryan Danielson and the King's Road style.
Yeah. Definitely, I agree. So, I mean, this match is going to be another technical for sure. There's gonna be another technical
O'Reilly might
overture.
come out. I don't know.
Oh no, O'Reilly's a contract. He ain't going nowhere. He's
still
staying.
WWE.
He stays stuck there until his contract's up. But man, I mean, this is man, and then not only and I forgot to mention, they're gonna announce the participants for the world title, for the world title Eliminator tournament. So it can be set up for Full Gear for November 13th. As we already know, Tony Khan already made the announcement that Adam Hangman Page will be challenging Kenny Omega at Full Gear November 13th. Now, I think this was an 8-man tournament, right? It wasn't a 16 tournament, was it? I'm trying to remember last year's. It was only 8 people. So who do you think these 8 participants should be or could be in this, Eliminator tournament?
There's a lot of people, and this is for the TBS title.
No, this is for the number 1 contendership for the AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
AEW World Heavyweight. There's a lot of there was a lot of top guys, already. Lance Archer has lost so many things though, and I really want him to get all of his losses back because I love Lance. I think he's really cool and he could do a lot of cool shit. He would be a really fun guy because I haven't seen Kenny. I've only seen Kenny in the tag matches up against Lance. So I kind of want to see how Kenny does against a babyface Lance one-on-one. And then who knows, that's another window to restore that Suzuki-Gun rivalry once again. With the
so you see Lance as number 1. It is an 8-man tournament. Mm-hmm. So that's I'm looking at it again. So it's an 8-man tournament. So Lance number 1. Who do you see number 2?
Number 2, I think we could see Miro again. A little bit of a comeback. Brian Cage, because I guess you can't really do too much more with him in the FTW. That's its own thing, Yes. So Brian Cage is another one. We could see. I think we're going to see a lot of super heavyweights here because Miro, Brian Cage, Lance Archer. You get a lot of great matches, mix and match out of that group.
All right, you have 5 more coming.
Not all of these matches will happen at once, obviously, correct?
Right. This isn't going to happen all at once.
So I would want Jake Hager thrown into the mix because once again, that's another big guy.
Okay.
He's not he's not challenging for the tag titles. He's only got the American Top Team thing. Maybe they might interfere with his entry in the tournament and cost him, and maybe he might continue on with them there.
Okay.
And
yeah, 4 more.
Christian's a little bit thirsty for the gold,
So you see Christian Cage being back in the mix?
Heel Cody is another one.
You see Cody in the mix. All right.
As a heel. And
he said he's not gonna go heel. He's gonna stay babyface. I mean,
he's gonna stay that, but that's not what the audience thinks of.
Unless we do see, since we talked about it last week about the whole slap in the face. Come on, Cody! I need to fire to come outside. I need to fire. I need the old Cody Rhodes instead of the old.
I think the audience doesn't agree though. That's the main thing. And
even if he turns heel, I won't even agree. I'm like, we already do it.
Because sooner or later, Jeff Jarrett's gonna walk out and it's like, yes, my son. And we'll get the whole, Emperor Palpatine, Darth Vader with Jeff Jarrett and Cody.
CRC 240. Yeah, 2 more. 2 more.
Let's see. We've got a good number of super heavyweights. Joey Janela kind of has his new storyline on Dark with his female. I keep forgetting her name.
I know, me too. I forgot her name, but I like the story though. By the way, him and Sonny, that was a great match. By the way, 2 weeks ago they had
driver on Sonny.
Oh my God, yes.
So we could see Joey because Joey missed out on his chance to go up against Kenny last time. There was that because of the COVID thing at the time,
right?
So Joey, well, let's throw him into the tournament as well. I think he's kind of earned a little bit of the spotlight.
All right. So you have one more. Uno más.
That we got a lot of super heavyweights, and once again, these matches won't happen all at once. I know. Okay, here's a really interesting one. You want a sidewinder?
All right.
You ready for a sidewinder? Let me reel up the ball.
Oh shit!
Sidewinder.
Got it.
These matches aren't happening all at once. CM Punk.
Oh, CM Punk. All right.
Because remember, like, Adam Page is already the number one contender.
Yes.
Bryan Danielson already had his match.
Well, it was an Untitled.
Yeah, it was non-title, but I'm pretty sure Bryan Danielson's getting that match like a lot sooner than CM Punk is.
Interesting. Yeah. So you have Lance, Miro, Brian Cage, Jake Hager, Christian Cage, Cody Rhodes, George, and then CM Punk. Okay. Here's my 8, and I'll mention my 8.
All right, here we go.
All right. I'm with you. I'm with you on. There's a couple that I'm with you on. I'm with you on Miro and Lance for sure. I'm with you on those 2. And you know what? Forgot. I mentioned Brian Cage. I'm with you with Brian Cage too. I'm with you on that one. And you know what? I'm gonna have to go half of your list, man. Cody too. I think we are gonna see that fire in Cody participating in this tournament. I think I see that, and I'm with you on that.
I mean, Cody will stay babyface if he gets the shot against Kenny. That's going to be a really because last time Kenny and Cody went against each other in the ladder match in New Japan, it was the other way around. Cody was heel, Kenny was babyface. So they kind of want to try it they might want to try it the other way around just to see how it goes. I mean, people are booing Kenny because he is the heel. Because they want him to boo him, but people are booing Cody because they're kind of they're not accepting him as a baby face at the moment. So maybe this could be the way they could accept Cody as a baby face. There's a whole there needs to be something there in the story for people to want to get behind him because. No offense to the reality show, but like Randy being with them in the reality show isn't doing him any favors. I think Cody coming to the ring as a lone wolf just kind of makes it look really, you get a little bit more sympathy and you could relate to him more.
Well, also remember Cody did mention that he's not hard. He's like, he mentioned in our last interview, he said, oh yeah, no, I still stand by my word. I'm not going to be part of the title picture anymore. I said it before a while back that he eliminated himself out of the title picture, but I still feel like he will be a part of that. I think I like this okay. So those are the 4. My 5th one will be Orange Cassidy.
Oh, how could I forget?
I say Orange Cassidy.
He hasn't gone one-on-one with Kenny.
No, only triple threat match, which I'm gonna have to include Pac on this one.
Yes, of course, Pac.
1, 2, 3,
I want to see Pac
5,
against
6.
more. I want to see Pac against more, just like Adam Page and Kenny. I want to see both of them against all 3 of them against all the big guys, all the super heavyweights. AEW has because the medium-sized kind of like heavyweight champion level guys against the super heavyweights. That's an interesting combo.
Yes, it is. I agree, and I see Sean Spears get involved in this.
Okay.
I think it's about the time. And
yeah, I could probably interchange Sean with Joey.
And I think the last one will be a surprise. And my feeling, not gonna be Rob Van Dam. Even though Tony Khan said they have not been talking, but they know each other on a personal level. That throws an egg right there for me. I'm like,
he had that ECW celebration in Philadelphia with all the. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did. I did see the exclusive.
Very heart touching.
Yes, it was. But I don't see the RVD being involved in this, and it makes no sense. Maybe. I say, Wyndham will be the last surprise.
I was about to say the same thing.
Wyndham will be the last surprise one. Entry. Wyndham Rotunda will be the last one. I see -1 coming out, introducing here. He's a new leader of the Dark Order. He's going to be go ahead and taking us to our destiny and boom, boom, booms. Something. It has to be something. Or he just, makes his presence. I don't see Andrade get involved. I wanted to put Andrade on this list. But
I don't think Andrade is too busy with, other,
Yes, with the Lucha Bros. Man, I don't see it.
I got an idea though. You actually just gave me an idea. other than Wyndham. Because I mentioned CM Punk earlier. I think Colt Cabana and CM Punk, that this could kind of be an opportunity for them to kind of, air that out in public and see what, because everybody's trying to see. They've been in the same ring and they've mentioned each other. They've been in the same building before, but it's like the elephant in the room that hasn't been mentioned yet, So CM Punk and Colt Cabana.
Yeah, we could see that happening, but I don't think they're going to have it anytime soon. I think they're going to hold off for quite some time until they clarify that up. I don't think, I love Tony Khan, but I don't think he'll be that too much controversial. Yeah. Which brings me to this question, which we did see Tony Khan. I don't know if you saw the Barstool interview they had. Tony Khan did respond back, and WWE tried to compete with him for the half-hour show, the extras they added while they were having Rampage. Tony Khan will come, bring it, bring it out. Let's go head to head. I don't give a damn. I don't give a shit. I'll bring it if you want to. And Khan even clarified, look, I didn't look for competition. I'm not trying to compete with them. The reason why I put Rampage right after SmackDown, so the demographics could watch what they want to see. But they wanted to go ahead and go head to head. Not the greatest idea for me, in my opinion, for WWE. But the only way if they will compete, and this is my opinion, is if they meet in the same demographics as AEW on Fridays, then they'll move their time slot. They'll try to either they'll move their time slot up, or they'll try to add a third hour, which would be stupid if they add a third hour, in my opinion. It's like, don't do it because you're already fucking it up with Raw 3 hours. Should be 2 hours instead.
And it's going to be kind of like Raw, where they have it's like so much soap opera segments of just people talking and bad drama backstage. It's like, space of our wrestling of our days of our lives, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna be like Becky Lynch, let me read this book to you. It's like Becky Lynch reading a book. Now let me tell you about how cotton mills were invented. I'm like, and then Vince McMahon's like, oh, such good shit.
That's good shit. Like I said, Tony Khan, he's willing to go ahead and play ball. Doesn't matter to him. They ask him about, of course, you're going to have, libraries, because everybody's been waiting for now a library tour, because on their YouTube channel, you can't go back and watch these. You can watch clips, whatever, on social medias and AEW Dark and Elevation. But what about Dynamite clips, libraries? He said he's working on it. He's going to have something pretty soon, maybe on just exclusively to TNT or TBS. We don't know what his plans are, but they asked him, what's your plans in the next 5 years? Is to keep on bringing the best pro wrestling to the fans. Which brings me to this question to you, because I've been hearing it a lot from social medias and a lot from different podcasters in the different world, not our crew. Shout out to the League of Extraordinary Podcast. But the biggest question is your fear, or do you think that is AEW could fail because within the next 5 years, because they're bringing us all this 3 matches right now, and then after they do all this, do you feel that they will not be the same within the next 5 years?
No, I think the main thing is who they have the dream matches with. Is say it's somebody who is famous very young, Kenny's not the oldest guy, and you could definitely get a good 15, 20 years out of him still. Kenny has 25, 30 years ahead of him. He's pretty young compared to a lot of I don't know how old Hogan was during that era. We already, just to put it in perspective, when Hogan was in NWO and that whole thing was going on and we were playing him on N64, my brother was calling him an old timer. Back in the 90s, we were calling Hogan an old timer. 95, 96, we're already calling him an old timer. My brother was calling him an old timer. Kenny is still relatively young, and and then if Orange Cassidy, he's not in his 20s. I think Orange Cassidy is actually around your age, Ivan. 34, 35. And I think as long as they keep building up the young talent and putting them in the right places, that's one of them. And then there's a lot of young talent coming in from the other promotions. Like WCW didn't have the Forbidden Door concept. Like they did have people coming from New Japan and CMLL, but they weren't putting them in the main events.
No.
That's the main thing. That they kept them, like we didn't get to see the All Japan guys, the four pillars in the main event of WCW. If we got that, we'd have a very different world. If we had Masawa and Eddie Guerrero as the main event of Starrcade in like 1998, it'd be a way different wrestling scene.
And you know who else could have been in that pillar to WCW? Billy Kidman. I think he could have been because he was a homegrown talent. If they would have built him very well, he would have been a star in WCW. He would have been
Billy Kidman versus Akira Taue.
Oh,
Billy Kidman versus, I mean, like just because like so many people from all over the world, it's all about new people and people from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
It is a world wrestling organization.
Yes.
It's more, the word world is more prevalent with AEW than it is with WWE, despite, I mean, sure, WWE has India and stuff like that, but we don't see enough, of the foreigners with that championship.
Right. Agreed. So I'm with you. I kind of agree the same. I don't think they will fail because of that. In the way, this is how I feel. I feel that Vince is just sitting back and allowing this to happen, thinking, oh, hey, let me go back to the way how it was before. Like, I'm going to let Eric Bischoff pay all this money to get all my former talents, like how he mentioned in his, in his quarter review calls that he had, his quarterly meetings, Vince. Oh, if 20 call wants to tell him, hey, pal, I want to take him, pal. You can sign them all. I don't care. You can have them.
Ivan, I'm gonna laugh my ass off if Vince puts the title back on Hogan. Then he's senile.
No, oh my god.
Vince is like super senile if that happens.
He will not put he will not put it on.
Isn't the year 96? No, it's 2021, Vince. Might as well be 96. Put the title on him. Like, gross.
Oh my god. I mean, I feel that he feels that they're gonna fail for that because he's paying all his money. He's gonna fail. And then Vince feels that it's going to be almost similar to how WCW. You spend all this money, you're losing money, you're not getting nothing in return. Yes, you can beat us in the ratings like WCW 83 weeks, but after that, you're going to get boring. You're going to get relevant. You're going to be the same every other week. And that's what people expect from AEW, but I don't see that. You mentioned it's a forbidden open doors. It's open for everyone. Any promotion is not just AEW. And like you mentioned, Kenny can still give you 15 years. And not only that, you have MJF who could give you like 20, 30 years. Darby Allin, if he takes care of himself for God's sakes and not be much of a jackass, could give you 20 years as well. Sammy Guevara is another one who could give you that. Orange Cassidy could give you that.
I actually have
Jungle Boy. It's just so much to list.
Ivan, I have a lot of love for Joey Janela. I really think, despite some of the hate that goes on for him and stuff like that, or from other people, or I'd say he's the underdog. He's very underrated because I often compared. So I saw some comparisons with a really young Edge with Joey Janela. And then I also saw a lot of other things because Joey Janela seems like, a great intercontinental TNT champion.
He could be, and especially with that female bodyguard he has, I can see that. The problem is certain individuals don't take him seriously because of the way because of his attributes, his credentials are not too up to par
and stuff.
Yeah,
but his matches with Kenny one-on-one, I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. But that's what we have for AEW, and hopefully, like I said, I don't think I disagree. For everybody if you disagree with us, comment right below and let us know your thoughts about that because I'm very curious to know if will AEW fail within the next 5 years if they keep bringing these dream matches. Let us know, comment right below this video. Let us know. And for audio platform listeners, make sure you subscribe to Circle Debate and watch our archives, our very wonderful content. And if you want to comment yourself, comment right below as well by subscribing to Circle Debate. Now let's move on to the New Japan G1 Climax update. As we have the new leader in Block A, we have Kota Ibushi taking the lead now, dropping down Zack Sabre Jr. So now we have Kota at number 1 in the Block A. Number 2, you have Kenta. Number 3 is Zack Sabre Jr. And the upcoming runner-ups, you have you have Tomohiro Ishii, who was with 10 points. Block B, you have Jeff Cobb at 14. You have Okada at 14 and Evil at 12. And Tanahashi, of course, the runner-up at 6, but she's not going to catch up. But the one that's going to be interesting is that Block A could change a lot because remind you that with Naito out of the picture, it messed up the points. And, it gave a point to everybody because he had to withdraw because of the knee injury. So this could go either way, Matt Callis. This could either go to either Shingo or to Zack Sabre or Dakota. I maybe Kenta, but the way how this look, this is what we're going to look at later on tonight, obviously, which we are going to see.
I wouldn't want the champion to win the G1.
It could be the first one in history to do that.
I'll be interested. It'll be interesting, but I'm at the same time like at least 60% of me won't be behind it. I'm
with you on that. So
I'll say Mike's not here, so I'll kind of steal a line from him. My heart is halfway closed to that.
So, I mean, just by looking at the rest of the Block B coming up later on tonight, we do see we have Tai Chi Chase Owens, Hiroto Goto versus Sonata, Tanahashi versus Yoshihashi, Jeff Cobb and Evil, Okada versus Tama Tonga. That match I'm looking forward to see. That's later on in the evening. That's right. And, of course, the final matches for Block A was happening on October 18th. It's going to be Great Khan versus Kojima, Kota Ibushi versus Kenta, which I'm looking forward to seeing that match. Tomohiro Ishii versus Toru Yano, Shingo versus Takahashi, and you have Zack Sabre versus Tangaloa. So that could just those matches itself for Block A finale could go either way. And I think the winner who will take that Block A, I have to go with Zack Sabre in this one. I'm gonna have to go with him. I don't know who you got on that one, but I want Zack Sabre to win. I think it's about his damn time. Yeah. I want to see Kota Ibushi. And not that I like Kota.
Kota had the reign, but it would seem more like poetic if Kota goes over to AEW rather than challenges for that title match. I think there's something kind of beautifully tragic about him having a short title reign.
I think this is my opinion. I feel that Gato, excuse me, I don't think he saw no potential in him. Charisma-wise. And I hate to say that because if you notice Kota Ibushi's reigns is very short-lived. The guy can move in the ring. He's a great storyteller in the ring. The problem is his lack of charisma. It's not, New Japan demands that as well. People think that it's just only about, in-ring abilities. No, they demand charisma as well.
I liked his "I will become God" speech. I still kind of think
I do like that too. I did enjoy that one for sure. But I feel that if you, like I said, if you and I pay attention to the New Japan product, you see how Jay White's, charisma elevates up there. Yeah, well, Ospreay's, how's it up there? Okada is up there. It just Kenta's up there and Shingo's up there.
I wouldn't mind Will getting that title back because I have a really. And right now, Will Ospreay's kind of in that Ric Flair position of I'm the real world champion. Here's my belt. Kind of like when Ric Flair showed up with the
world heavyweight title
belt in WWF.
Yes,
it's very similar. We could see a 2 belts match for a 2 belt match between Shingo and Will Ospreay, and that will be really cool.
Oh yeah. Definitely. So I'm looking forward. Don't forget.
Let's get it in Los Angeles at the Staples Center.
Yeah. Hopefully we can see that. But yes, and do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, as well. Speaking of New Japan, this weekend on October the 16th, And the 17th, you will have in Philadelphia at the old ECW Arena 2300, as they will be a 2-night event, a New Japan Showdown. Make sure you, for all your New Japan fans out there in Philly, make sure you purchase your tickets, or if you have not, I believe it's sold out already. But if you're going to be over there, especially Dom, shout out to you, Top Pro Wrestling Talk, and Ivy, of course, and Ted, everyone from Rewind Wrestling Radio. And hopefully you guys will go out there and enjoy that event, because that's going to be incredible. 2-night events. You do not want to miss that. All right. Very brief pro wrestling. Well, not even pro wrestling. This is more now. Let's jump into WWE. Just very quickly. I just want to get this out of I want to digress very briefly. Unfortunately, yes, we did not really watch 2.0. The fact is I'm not bashing it. It's just that I'm not really sold. The only people that I am sold, though, is Diamond Mine. That's probably the only group that I am sold with. With Roderick leading the way, I do like that group. I'm enjoying that. It reminds me of Kurt Angle, it kind of reminds me just like
Team Angle.
Team Angle, yes.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. I like it. And I love it. I love it. Do you know the way? Do you know the way?
Like Roderick really needs to lean into that meme so badly. I don't know if WWE's like preventing him from saying like, don't mention those memes, Roderick. You need to don't mention those memes that those kids like. Maybe do something like the Bugs Bunny challenge or something. The kid do some TikTok.
That was TikTok. Bruce, what is this? He's gonna call Bruce at 3 a.m. Hey, pal. Like today's like chocolate. And of course, we did see Isaiah Scott drop the North American title to Carmelo Hayes, who is the winner of the breakout tournament that just won previously in NXT. Now he is the North American champion. Unexpected, but I actually enjoyed it. I think it's something fresh. So I'm looking forward to his heel run with the North American title. I wanted Santos Escobar to become that, but I'm hoping they bring them along the way. Give me what I want, damn it. Give me what I want. I want Dominic Mysterio leading the faction of LWO alongside with Santos Escobar, alongside with Humberto Carrillo, Hector Garza, the whole Legado del Fantasma. Damn it, do it, man. Bring that LWO fucking back. We need it.
I want that song. The song's the best jam. Like when I was at Six Flags and the mist water was spraying while we were in line, that song was playing in my head.
Oh man. And we did see, of course, Brock Jr., I think what's his name? Park Brother something. Baby Brock, that we're calling the one that it was going to be a rising star because of the way how his physique made his debut. They cut his hair. They're trying to make him like a Dexter Lumis. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm disappointed about that. It's unfortunate what they're doing with him, but look, I'm not bashing NXT. And I want to give a shout out to Kofi Weaston and good brother, bro, Dirty Heels. Much love to you, brothers. He made up a good point on their recent episode. And Kofi made a good point saying that if NXT wants to aim to the 12 and 14, I would say 12 and to 14 demographic viewers, then stick to creating gimmicks in this current pop culture era that it is right now currently. I agree. Because we live in a different pop culture right now, that why don't you just start creating stars that way? I know for us, we probably will not like it, but for if they want to aim for that type of demographic, then by all means try it out, do it. I don't see anything wrong with it. Since you rebrand NXT 2.0, making it a developmental now, it's something unique and different, hip, by adding the colors and everything else. Well, there goes your chance. I mean, I agree with Kofi on this one. I don't know how you feel about that, Matt Callis, but I feel If that's what they want to aim for, they should aim for that. You got nothing to say, huh?
It's a lot to process.
It's a lot to process, right?
Processor. It's like if you ask that question of Vince McMahon, it's like, what the hell was that? I need a turkey sandwich with mustard. It's a lot to process. I'll just say this about NXT. You know, it's not what NXT is not what it used to be for, but can it be for me? Can it be for 3? Is it enough to re CGV?
Is it enough for 3? Is it enough for me? Is it enough for me to be MGC? Could that be
watching NXT?
But we just let it be. That's
let it be.
Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. That's right.
NXT.
RIP. Let it be.
NXT.
And of course, with WWE, they're going through frustrations right now. They're going through difficult times. Of course, the women are frustrated because you separated the women's and the women's roster, and especially in the tag team division style, you divided them once again. They're frustrated of how they're being booked. Even the fans as well, even myself, of course, I mean, are really frustrated how they're booking these women. And we're seeing other promotions booking their women's division up to par. But where is WWE doing that? What's up with that? Why are you not doing it? Why? And I get the frustrations. And I just hope that they, which I don't think it will, come with a backlash. Fuck it, all right, well, let's have Evolution 2. But yeah, you could, but kind of too late now. I mean, the hype you're killing the hype, man. Even to the point you're killing the hype of getting with the NXT, I mean, not the NXT, but the women's tag team titles. That's going to be obsolete, delete, obsolete. I see it happening. He's just going to get rid of it. Something's going to happen. I don't know what Vince is doing. I don't know what Bruce is doing. I have no idea what John Laurinaitis is doing, especially. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They need to fix that a lot. Now they're going to Saudi Arabia, for the blood money. Oh, yeah, that blood money. Again. Yeah, just give that blood. Of course, you have the King of the Ring and the Crown's King, Queen tournament, whatever it is. I'm watching the product, but I just not really. Is it something intriguing? No.
I would imagine the only reason WWE goes to Saudi Arabia is just because Vince likes the kebab plates at Abu Dhabi.
Oh my God. If it's because of that, I will be.
I have a feeling that wouldn't be too far-fetched. He's just like, yeah, I like these. Just this one place, man. It's such good shit.
Such good shit.
It was like you could get a place in New York, but this is authentic, brother. It was me. It was kebab plates all along, Austin.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, as episode 74. As we ended with that, ladies and gentlemen, and don't forget, we might do a little recap, maybe on Sunday, maybe live on YouTube. We don't know yet. We're still working on some certain things, certain technical difficulties, because I really want to talk about, obviously, I want a recap of what happened in AEW this whole weekend this weekend coming up. I really want to recap it. Matt Callis and myself, we want to just give our 2 cents about it, and I'm stoked, and he's stoked as well to speak about, and I just can't wait. I'm looking forward, and give us your thoughts as well, man. Comment right below on our video, and don't forget to subscribe.
I really gotta leave with one thing before everybody watches Rampage or the buy-in. I hope somebody holds up the Japanese lyrics. Romanji is Japanese and English letters. The Japanese lyrics to Kaze ni Nare, which is Minoru Suzuki's theme song. A lot of people in the audience know the lyrics. I think all you need to Kaze ni Nare,
That's right. That is right. We also want to go ahead and thank our audio platform listeners that are listening also today, on Spotify, Bullhorn, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, all over. And also, toda la gente de nuestra cultura también, de Centroamérica, de Colombia, de Brasil, de Panamá, de Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragüense, en México, donde esté España, donde sean ustedes, toda nuestra cultura del español. Recuérdense que todavía ahorita mismo es Hispanic Heritage Month, es la cultura de hispanos todavía aquí en todo el mes. Y aquí lo celebramos con ustedes, señoras y señores. Gracias por el apoyo y el soporte que nos da aquí en el Círculo de Debate. Oh, sí, señor Mac Harris.
I got to let you know they speak Portuguese in Angola and East Timor. And they're very, if you didn't know, so we get Portuguese down like gustoso, bom dia, was boa tarde, to Angola and East Timor. East Timor is like in the middle of the South Pacific. So wrestling fans in East Timor and Angola, we got love to y'all.
Yes, and we do actually have a city, Angola, that is actually listening to us from Brazil. So yes, shout out to them. Shout out to all, obviously, our brothers up north from Canada listening to us as well, in the United Kingdom, Belgium, Germany, and also all over here in the U.S. Thank you so much for listening and watching here at Circle of Debate. Shout out to all the League of Extraordinary podcasts. Shout out to my boys Clark Street, Devin and Hafiz, of course, 30 Heels, Kofi Weaston and Brother Bove. They give the people what they want. George Mackay, Uncle Bobby B, Straight Talk Wrestling, and of course the queen of podcasting, mini host with some of the 5 questions, and of course Nick from Universal Wrestling Podcast. Much love to you, brother. And of course Backstage Brawl, and Randy and Eric. Man, that's what they like to brawl. They like to debate for sure. Of course, the prodigy himself, Anthony Cerello, from the Titantron and Classroom Sessions, along with Tyler from Counted Out. Mike and Tyler, shout out to you as well. And of course, Kenny from the Call Up. And of course, I have a lot to mention. That's what I'm doing here now. Shout out to all of you. Ted and Ivy and Amy and OG Will. And of course, Tyler Peters as well from Rewind Wrestling Radio. Make sure you tune into them as well. And of course, Alex and Rich Modest from Championship on the Line podcast is bringing the best MMA, boxing, and pro wrestling, content out there for you fans. Besides pro wrestling, combat sports, make sure you tune into them as well, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm trying to see, am I missing anybody else? Jopo in the ring, of course. That is Frank Kyle and Jeremy Prophet, the Harbinger of Truth. And don't forget to tune in to them, to their channel as well. They have phenomenal content coming out. Of course, Jeremy Prophet being a Triple Crown champion, man. This guy is, I cannot wait to see the events that they're having up in Canada, up north. And I can't wait for us to go. Matt Callis, I cannot wait. I mean, shit. It's about damn time that we head ourselves to the moon, up to over there. It's up in Canada, that's right. And of course, New York as well, all over the East Coast. There's a Jonah as well, Rewind, Relive, Recap Radio, wrestling podcast as well. Thanking everyone.
We should refer to Canada like this, like shout out to all the people that have gone up there to Canada. I still remember that joke from the Oscars way back. Whoopi Goldberg made that joke. This to all the people that have gone up there to Canada. That joke still kills me.
And of course, Money Mike and Chris are not here. Money Mike is out for the day. Chris, of course, he's still touring around the world. So do not forget, if you want to go ahead and actually see Chris near you, make sure you follow Fate Destroyed. So follow them on their social media, see if it works the next city near you. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much for tuning in here on Circle of the Big Podcast. The host of Devious One, Ivan C. here was my brother from another mother, because he's the manager of all managers, the calluses of all calluses, the steamboat of all steamboats, and he is a Mr. 69 Reasons and gives you the 69 answers of telling you why and what we do here on Circle of Debates. And let them know, Mr. Matt Callis, what do we do here on Circle of Debates?
We don't make podcasts, Batman. We don't make podcasts, Batman. We make, I was wondering what we'd make first. The spirits? Oh, your buddy. Podcasts? We don't make podcasts. We make history in the League of Shadows, Batman. I'm Bane.